Microsoft's Surface lineup has confused me for a few years now because so much of their products overlap and kind of compete with each other, both in price and in features and specs. Now, I'm primarily okay, stop, wait, guys. You don't all have to comment about the haircut and the shave. Like, I know I look different, yeah! That's okay. Well, let's just talk about, okay, I'll pin the best haircut or shave comment I can find. Changes happen sometimes, it's cool. Anyway, speaking of changes, I was primarily talking about the Surface Book, which can do a lot of the things the Surface Pro can, but it comes with the keyboard, and that's kind of the main difference. Which, the keyboard has all the ports on it, which means when you turn it into tablet mode, you can't charge it or plug that many things in, so instead you just kind of have this dead keyboard sitting around. See, I always thought it would be cool if the keyboard was Bluetooth and could still type to the tablet, so you could have it sitting far away, but no. But overall, the Surface Book is a bit more of a pro model with a higher starting price, and mainly the biggest difference in specs is really just a dedicated GPU. That's about it. Now, especially, this is noticeable with the Surface Book i7 refresh, which was made like 3 to 4 months ago. It just kind of upped the specs in it a little bit. But now it's reported Microsoft could release a new Surface Book as soon as next month with quite a major design change. What design change, you may ask? They are no longer keeping the 2-in-1 tablet/laptop form factor. Now they are going full on just a laptop, as in no more detachable tablet anymore. Maybe it'll flip around all the way, I don't know, but these current reports are saying it'll just be a laptop, which is very different from Microsoft, considering they've been optimizing Windows 10 to be kind of a PC/tablet operating system. That's kind of the whole point of making all these 2-in-1s. But due to a few design troubles, as well as just sales for the Surface Book not being really very high, they sold 500,000 in 2016, which isn't a whole lot, which I think is likely because of the super high starting price, as well as the fact that there's so many other great Windows 10 PCs out there that are much cheaper and better spec. There's more options that aren't like the little bendy straw hinge, so that you have that giant gap in between the two, keyboard and display. I always hated that design. It looked clunky to me. I have used the Surface Book in the past, and that personally got annoying to me because they put so much of the computer into the display section of it, which meant when you wanted to open it up, you had to use both hands to kind of separate the two pieces. And the keyboard felt hollow. It kind of like gave in pretty easily, and the trackpad also felt hollow. Didn't feel like there was much in there, and yet it was very front heavy because all the components of the thing were in the front, which is not usually how laptops are. Usually they have their weight in the unibody. So overall, I was just not a fan of that design because it felt like half a tablet and half a laptop. But to be honest, I'm actually quite interested now that Microsoft is just going to be focusing on a laptop, not something that's trying to be more than one thing. The idea of the 2-in-1 is very ambitious, and I think it makes great demo, as in when you're showing it off to someone, it's pretty interesting, especially, Best Buy employees that are trying to make a sale. They're like, look, it can do this, and it can do this, and it can do this. That detachable thing is a great selling point, just kind of like the Nintendo Switch's click thing, Great demo, but into practice, do people take that off that much? How many people need to have dedicated graphics as well as a tablet mode so they can draw on? You're out there, but you're a very small minority. Why not just buy the Surface Pro? That's going to cover most of those things for much cheaper. I'd like to see a separation, something that's a lot different than the Surface Pro. When they don't have to put a tablet mode on it, let's let them just focus on being a laptop. With one request, I only have one wish. I'm sure you're going to provide better specs. We all see that coming. I'm sure it'll be faster than before, and I'm sure that display will support some kind of color gamut that'll be great. But at the end of the day, the one thing I want to see you do, it's the same thing I really want all products to do. All tech companies. Adopt USB-C. You haven't done it on any of your other Surface devices, even the Surface Studio. Windows 10 needs to start having some hardware that is designed for the future. So adopt that final port, hopefully. You can have faster transfer speeds. You could finally have more than just one external monitor, which both the Surface Pro, the Surface Book, and even the Surface Studio can only have one external monitor, which kind of bothers me. I can have like 3 on my MacBook Pro, right? Could charge from either side. And hey, lots of people hate the new MacBook Pros for not having MagSafe, not having an SD card slot. If the Surface Book 2 is just a laptop and not a tablet, here's a chance for you to take down the MacBook Pro and provide to those haters an option that says, here, we still have MagSafe, we still have the SD card slot, and we adopted USB-C. We're the best. We have better processors. Love us. Come to us. So all you anti-Apple Windows fans can be very satisfied. It's not going to change my mind on it, but you got a chance here, Microsoft. You got a chance. This is your Apple Sheep here, and I will see you in the next one.